हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू वेट वॉयज। और आज हमारे चैनल पे एक बहुत ही स्पेशल गेस्ट है। ठीक है, तो मैं चाहूँगा कि आप लोग इस वीडियो को ज़रूर देखें, क्योंकि ये जो वीडियो है, इन दिस विल बी मीटिंग अ लेडी वेट हु कैन बी द इंस्पिरेशन फॉर ऑल द जूनियर लेडी वेट्स हु आर एस्पायरिंग टू बिकम अ स्पेशल वेटरनेरियन इन कमिंग फ्यूचर। तो वी आर गोना मीट टुडे विद डॉक्टर मारिया थॉमस मैम। तो बेसिकली डॉक्टर मारिया थॉमस मैम इज़ फ्रॉम केरल, बट शी इज़ हेयर इन गुड़गांव फॉर केस कंसल्टेशन. And luckily we have got a chance to meet her, and she has called over here in Gurgaon, Hyatt Place named hotel. So we'll be trying to catch a short conversation with her and share with all of you. Now she is not only special because she is a lady veterinarian, but she is special because she is a veterinarian specialized in birds, that is avian veterinarian. So मैं चाहूँगा कि आप सभी लोग इस वीडियो को लास्ट तक देखें, क्योंकि इसमें बहुत कुछ सीखने को आपको मिलने वाला है। और हाँ, अगर आप लास्ट तक वीडियो को देखते हैं तो कमेंट बॉक्स में ये ज़रूर लिखिएगा कि आपको किस चीज़ से सबसे ज़्यादा मोटिवेशन मिला और आप किस चीज़ से सबसे ज़्यादा इंस्पायर्ड हुए।
Hello ma'am, very nice to meet you, and how are you?
Hi, I'm very happy to meet both of you. I'm doing really good. So
ma'am, would you like to introduce yourself in front of our viewers?
yes, definitely. Hi, I'm Dr. Rani Maria Thomas. I'm basically from Kerala. I am an avian and exotic animal vet. I did my both graduation and post-graduation from Kerala Veterinary and Animal Sciences University. I also did 2 diplomas, that is PG diploma in One Health and PG diploma in therapeutic animals of therapeutic pet animals and pet birds. I also did externship and few more other studies which was related to birds and
That's
exotic.
great.
Yeah. So, but the study is still going on. I can never stop learning, I
I
think.
wanted to ask that how you started with this profession like veterinary.
Okay, so for me, from my childhood, I was in close relationship with animals. My parents back home, they keep a large number of birds. They have around 60 species of birds. They have lots of pigeons. They have emu. We have iguanas. We have dogs. We have kept a lot of animals. So I was living in close relationship with them. So once I did my higher secondary schooling, I wrote the entrance as everybody else. I got seat for MBBS. Then I was like little confused whether to go for MBBS or not. Then my father suggested me, you are living in close relationship with animals, you really like them, why don't you try for veterinary? So then I decided that okay, this is gonna be a really good profession for me and I will choose that, and I feel that has turned out to be a very good decision in my life.
So ma'am, I would like to ask that what extra efforts you put on to become avian vet?
See, for me it was like because I was born and brought up in that house where we had a lot of animals, so my initial learning was from there. Then when I joined my vet school, I used to read a lot about birds. I used to research a lot of birds, understanding where I can work further or where I can learn from the places. After my graduation, 1 year I spent traveling all over India, like visiting places where they have kept birds. Like we have lot of huge aviaries in India where people keep a lot of birds. You would think when it comes to birds, you think it's only lovebirds or finches and cockatiel. No, that is not the scenario. People have a wide variety of birds all over India. I traveled seeing all those birds. Then I've been to Jaipur for the kite flying festival, where we get to work with birds, do surgeries and things like that. And then I did my externship at Falcon Hospital, which was a beautiful experience. So it's like a basic line, we can learn the basics of what has to be done when a bird comes in and things like that. Then I did my post-graduation that was also in preventive medicine, where I specialized in cetaceans. Even for One Health diploma, I had to submit a thesis. That also research was in birds. Then I worked in Mumbai for 2 years, which was specifically for birds. And now I'm starting my clinic. I consult all over India. Like I come Delhi for my consult. I consult Mysore, Sukhavana, where they have larger species. They have the Guinness World Record in the whole world, like 436 species of birds, something like that. So yeah, I'm still working. I wouldn't say I have achieved the goal of an avian vet, but I'm still working. It never, we can't say like, it's still going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's more, I have to study more and explore more. Yeah, it's still.
So, ma'am, at what phase of your life you decided to become an avian veterinarian?
So that is from the beginning. So when I got admission to my vet school itself, my father, if I say my guru in this veterinary field is the ultimate guru is my father. It's like my father told me, okay, since you have joined veterinary, you specialize in birds, because there are not many in India who specialize with birds, but there are large number of people who keep birds. So my father said, if you are working in veterinary, specialize in birds and work for them. So that's how from my first year itself I used to tell my colleagues and my professors, what do you want to do? I said, I want to work with birds. They will be like, okay, this girl is little.
So, ma'am, what variety of birds or what kind of birds you treated? First of all, I want to ask that.
I have worked with both Indian wildlife and the exotic species. When it comes, it comes from all over the world. I have seen birds from Africa, America, we have birds coming from Indonesia. That a lot of all over world we bring birds. See, only because of the Wildlife Protection Act, we are not allowed to keep birds, the Indian species. People are bringing birds from abroad. So I have worked with starting from finches, I have worked with falcons, I have worked with larger birds like macaws,
Wow.
rare birds like hornbills, toucans, pesquets, parrot, what not. I have worked with a lot of birds. I have worked with flamingos, raptors, yes, flamingos. A lot of things I have worked with so far, which I feel like I'm blessed in that way.
So, ma'am, what are the differences and difficulties that you face while treating the indigenous birds and exotic birds?
Okay, so with Indian birds, they are all wild, right? So they easily get stressed when we handle them, especially flamingos or the kites. And kites can handle stress to some extent, but then especially the wild birds can get stressed really fast. So we should be very careful in giving them medicines, putting them under anesthesia and things like that. But with pet birds, what I have seen is they are used to seeing people, they are used to being handled by people. They are tamed. Most birds are tamed, friendly. That handling stress and things will be less for them. When it comes to diseases, diagnostics plays a very important role when it comes to avian medicine, because any bird, whether it is an infectious disease or a non-infectious disease like a tumor, whether it be a parasitic infection, whether it be tuberculosis, every bird shows the same signs. They will have the fluffed up sign, they will be not eating and things like that. So it's very important to differentiate what is what. So I think diagnosis is very important in birds, and then you treat the birds rather than blindly going for a treatment and things like that. Always come to a proper conclusion what is actually happening with the bird, and then start with the treatment. Then again, coming to anesthesia and surgery, I have done a lot of surgery. I've done a lot of procedures under sedation. Anesthesia is very easy in birds. It's just we need the anesthetic machine. Isoflurane is what it works for birds, and it works perfect. You can do a great job with that. And for me, in my future, I want to specialize more in avian endoscopy, which is again gonna be a next level in the diagnostic step for avian treatment.
That's too great. That's too great.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, any message at last you want to convey to the viewers, especially the budding vets who want to do something out of league, and also to the audience that are non-vets?
Yes, definitely. See, veterinary profession is a very divine profession. Okay, we get to see a lot of animals. We get to understand. See, our patients can't talk to us. Okay, we are understanding them. We get to understand what is happening with them, the kind of pain they are going through. We are the voice of the voiceless, right? So it's a divine profession. So once you are in this field, understand and accept that you are being special one. You are God's special creation. You have been created to save the lives of these voiceless. So be very proud to be a veterinarian, because I think all the younger generation who has come to the field really love the profession and will work for it, upliftment of the profession. Because I always wanted people to see me as a student. When I was a student, I wanted people to see veterinary profession in a really good way. There are few things I would advise the young vets. See, when you come to veterinary profession, don't just think about gaining marks or things like that. So it doesn't mean like if you get score full marks in a exam, you will be the best vet when you're outside. And it doesn't mean that if you have scored 0, you're gonna be the worst vet. Nothing works like that. So you guys have to understand that veterinary field is a teamwork. See, I am a vet from Kerala and you guys have come to meet me, right? So that is like the network is big, and it at some point of time we are going to know each other. So keep in touch with your seniors, keep in touch with other vets, have a good connection with your juniors. So it should be a family, it should be the whole veterinary family. So have good connection with him, because there'll be a lot of times in your work life where you'll be stuck at a particular case. You will have to call up your senior and ask, could you please help me with that work? Yes, you should have good interaction with your seniors and work. So there are a lot of people who consider this profession to be not worthy enough, but we as vets should change that attitude of the people, and we should first start loving ourselves and our profession. So if you want, and also one thing I have to tell to the budding vets is that always think out of the box. If you have a passion for wildlife, go for it. If you have a passion for exotics, go for it. If you have passion for birds, go for it. Don't think that, okay, will I be able to achieve it? Yes, definitely. If you have the perseverance, you will definitely achieve it. So for me, when I was a student, I used to send hundreds of mails to vets abroad asking them what I can do to be an avian vet, what I have to do to specialize in a veterinary medicine, things like that. And then see, you send 100 mails, 2 will reply back to you. But don't be disheartened, keep sending until you get a answer from those people. So keep working for it. Perseverance is very important. First of all, love your profession. And what you have to understand is that in this profession, there is no competition. You don't have competitors except you. Your competition should be with yourself. Make sure that each day you learn, to improve yourself, to get better knowledge for yourself. Stop comparing yourself with other students or other vets. So that is what I practice in my life. If I start comparing myself with other people, I will be sad. I won't be able to achieve what I wanted to achieve. So yeah, that is the advice that I have to give to the young vets. Never compete with anybody else. Just compete with yourself and stay positive. Love your profession, and perseverance is very important.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You shared so very good words with our viewers and also the budding vets, and it's very nice to meet you, and thanks to you that you shared your precious time with us.
Yeah, I'm also very, very happy to meet both of you, and I was very happy that when I came to know that 2 young vets are working like this to spread awareness and indulge that love and passion in other vets also. So that is really nice of both of you to work for the upliftment of the profession. Keep going, and you guys will reach in a very good position if you are going this way. You will be inspiring not only to other vets, all the budding vets, and also even senior vets, can get inspired from you guys.
Ma'am, it's a pleasure to listen from you such words. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.